What we think as a human being, as a marketer, there's ChatGPT, we put something, and within 10 seconds we got content. It's magical. It's actually magical, right? Because earlier you gave that content to your content writer, it takes 1 or 2 hours or maybe one day to deliver, and it's in 10 seconds it is there. It's magical, right? So we need to think like our user, and we cannot think like our user when we do not have the persona of the user. Each content you have to be persona of the user. Why this person come to your website, your content, and why? What does that person needs?
How much is organic traffic an important KPI right now? Because you see a lot of AI overviews coming. People are just reading your content. They see your effort, but they don't click.
I do not focus on traffic. I focus on mostly on revenue or lead generation.
Does Google really penalize content that is generated by AI?
Yes, a lot of website is penalized due to AI generated content.
Hi, and welcome to one more episode of 10x Marketer podcast. Today we have Mr. Arbab Osmani with us. He is founder of Upskill, a digital marketing coach, consultant, and a trainer. He has been my guru for almost 10 years into digital marketing space. I'm delighted to speak to him today. Sir, before we go ahead, why don't you quickly introduce yourself and then let's get into the episode?
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, my name is Arbab Usmani, and you can Google my name. That's the flex I really give to the people, and it worked actually. So, right now, what I am doing, I am actually converting my profile to something called a problem solver in digital space instead of digital marketer, because that's what I wanted to become. That's what I am doing right now. I have been teaching digital marketing since 2017, but this year I'm taking a break. I just want to explore more of my side as a consultant and as a more on execution side rather than a teaching side. So I'm taking a break, and that's all I'm doing right now.
Awesome. And sir, we are discussing a very, very important and fundamental topic today, which is how AI is transforming the SEO space. Since you are going from teaching to execution space, I'm sure you understand the importance of how AI is going to impact the overall SEO as an industry. So let's start with not a long horizon, at least 2 to 3 years. How do you see this going to impact SEO as an industry, and what are new AI tools or transformation going to happen?
So right now we are in the middle of a transformation. The industry is changing again. When I say again, it means that SEO industry have been changing since 2001. Earlier, in if we go back 2010-9, it changes to more important content. Earlier people used to copy content, and then people start generating original content because the Google Panda came. Then in 2015, there's something called Google Hummingbird come, where Google changed its entire algorithm toward the relevancy of the content, toward the context of the content. So industry change again. Then after that, BARD come, the AI algorithm of Google, which understand the phrases and all those things. Then again, industry changed toward a more helpful kind of content. And right now we are seeing a change in industry again, where search might go from the traditional search bar to answer box. It might go to answer box, right? So we are seeing that changes. So change has been happening in the SEO industry throughout the time. Sometimes it is a very slow change, sometimes it is a very fast change, and this time it is a very, very fast change. So this is what happening in next 2 3 years. The traditional SEO structure is going to be impacted very, very much, especially toward the link building side. I'm seeing that because earlier Google was not able to understand the content, right? So they use a signal like backlink, authorities, and all those things. But what they with the latest AI innovation, what they are seeing that they do not need those kind of validation. So they are shifting toward the more on the content side. So we are going to see the shift toward the content side. And the content side again, it's very shady because the AI tools also create content, and again the general people also create the content. So it's a very shady space, and that's what we are going next 2 3 years.
And sir, one significant change that is happening is in the search behavior of people. Now, rather than just having the search engine optimization, as an SEO person, you have to focus on search everywhere optimization or search experience optimization, where you can impact the search that is happening on social channels, search that is happening on chatbots, search that is happening on Google, which is going to the Google AI overview rather than to your website. So your presence has to impacted across all the channels. So that shift is happening. How SEO executives or people who are doing SEO for their brand, how they can cope up with this change?
Okay. So there have been, as I told you, there have been a shift in SEO and there have been shift in traditional SEO. But if you talk about traditional SEO, the shift you will see toward the informational queries, mostly on informational queries. Right now, the traditional queries, which where people do it for by commercial queries, it is not getting impacted too much. And if it is getting impacted, then there is same thing which we are doing into the traditional SEO. It's going to work on that because they need information to display the data. Now the second thing is search everywhere optimization. You need to be everywhere. If you are a brand, you need to be everywhere, because that's how Google understand that you are a very legit brand. Number one. Number two, Google also uses the authority and branding power of your brand. Number three, what we are seeing with some of the clients, we have done this practices, and we see that how is your entire search result page. What does it means? That if it is positive or negative or neutral. If it's positive, it is helping in search engine. It is helping in various the AI tools. And let me give you a little trick how you did that. Ideally, you need to have a great tool. Uh, Spend thousands of rupees into the subscription of those tools to understand your brand searches is positive or negative. Right now, you do not have to do that. What you need to do that is go to SEMrush, put your brand, and put your brand keyword, not your brand keyword, and scrap first 20 result. It will be downloaded just by a single click. Export that and remove everything. Just have that URL, put it in ChatGPT, and ask something like that. This is my brand search. This is the keyword I'm searching. This is my brand searches, and are the URLs which is showing into top 20. Please go to each URL and mark it as if it is a positive thing or negative thing or neutral thing, and tell me overall how is my search engine the page experience. Is it positive, negative, or neutral? It will tell you in seconds. And if you put this in a deep analysis of ChatGPT, you will get even a better result. So you do not have to spend a lot of money to do that as well, right? So you can do that. So this is a very simple trick I'm telling you. We have done for very smart for that. So these things matter now. Your branding matters. Your positive image matters. We have seen one of the brand, we are trying to rank for a very competitive keywords, and there was some news regarding that because that brands run a campaign, ad campaign, which violates that Indian ad policies, and the court put a fine on it, and due to that they are actually not ranking. So we have to do ORM for that, or for that brand, PR for that brand, to get rid of that image. So that's matter right now.
And another important aspect of this is called SGE or generative search experience. As an SEO executive or somebody who has been doing SEO, do you think really SEO in general have a strategy to deal with this, where organic traffic is dipping and you still have to spend a lot of money and effort in keeping
Yes,
the ranking up?
yes, SEO is right now the money game as well. Earlier, people think that SEO, search engine optimization, is not a money game. They think that they have some executives and all those things, but SEO become a money game right now. Money game in terms of PR, of course, in terms of buying the backlinks from high quality websites. all those sort of things. Now, let's talk about the SGE. So I'm in SGE. What for few of the client, and let me tell you what SGE is something like that. If you search something like what is the best tripod out there, right? So there are such there's a snippet of Google which AI is actually generating, and then there is a result that is called SGE. In that SGE, there are certain, like a blog post, there are certain elements like H2, H3 is there, and there each one of them is that have a citation like Wikipedia. There is a link, and that link where you should be ranking. For example, let's take another example. If I'm searching for, let's say, iPhone versus Samsung, iPhone 15 versus Samsung S24, right? So there will be a blog post and all those things is there. Or we are searching Python versus Django or some other programming language. So there will be some certain thing. These are the informational keywords. Mostly informational keywords are there, right? So how do you rank that? So we few months back we started working with a client. Right now, which is ranking around 50,000 queries in SGE. Earlier, it used to rank 5,000-6,000, and we tweak a lot of things. So it's a very simple formula. Earlier, what happened? You have to write a lengthy content, a very big content, a very lengthy content, kind of that, right? Now, this reduced to a very useful content. In 2015, when Google launched Google Hummingbird, it gives you a signal that your content should be useful to the users. It should be contextual. We did not listen. It is same thing happening right now. If we listened that time, we would not have to worry about this SG. So, few of the things we did. Number one, your content should be scannable. It means that it should not create a lot of boundaries before that getting to the main content. It should a small boundary, a small introduction, so that people get context out of it, and directly toward that. If it is a comparison, I told you about Python versus another programming language. It is a comparison. There should be a table, and after that table, there should be inside of table. That's what I mean scannable. You can just people go and scan entire content, right? So this is one thing. Second thing, your content should be useful. Useful means it should not high quality. People say high quality is useful. No, high quality is a very different thing. Useful is a very different thing. For example, if a person who is a very good content writer writes about a Canon camera, so he uses a very good English, very good structure and all those things. But if a cameraman write about same camera, so the insight you get from the cameraman is much more than valuable than the person who's writing that. Right? So it might not have a very great content, very great English, very great structure, but it is more useful to the user. That's what the difference between a good quality content, which people think it's good English and good structure, and a useful content. Useful content means that once people come to your website, they read about whatever problem they have, and they go back and they use that information in their daily life. They do not come back to Google again and search again, find that solution. That's the power of useful content. Correct? Now, for useful content, you have to be scannable as well. One example I gave you, or a little context directly to the point. Your content structure matters. To make that structure, you need to create the persona of the user. Earlier in SEO, we have to very loose persona of the user, like what is the age and all those things, right? But you remember when I teach you, when I teach you in classroom that content part, what I said, you need to ask a basic question to the user first. For example, if I'm going to talk about camera, so I'm going to talk about what kind of camera is that, right? So if somebody came to me and he's asking about that, how is this Canon camera? Okay. What is actually he meant by that? Okay. So what is the camera? How is the company? how is the lens, what is the quality of the camera, what is the technical aspect, what is the frame rate, what is the filter is there or not, battery life, and then price of the that camera, price of the camera, right? So all those things they are actually thinking about. So we need to think like our user, and we cannot think like our user when we do not have the persona of the user. Right. For each content, you have to be persona of the user. Why this person come to your website, your content, and why? What does that person needs? That is a very important question you need to ask, and then you have to make flow. And then after making the flow, you do not have to make lengthy. You have to make it scannable. You have to make it rich. Rich media. You need to add your infographics and all those things, right? By the way, you can make very easily infographics from one of another AI tool I'm suggesting you, that is Napkin AI. So you can do that. Okay, you need to have the content as per user want, not as per you want.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what Google is saying in 2015. But people did not listen. So this is the same echo of the same thing. What Google has been keep saying from past 10 years. You do not listen. Now they have means to actually identify those things. They are applying it.
True. Now let's talk about another important aspect. There are so many AI tools almost every day that you see new AI tools, and just now you were talking about Napkin AI. So what is your process for integrating different AI tools into your SEO campaign? And what is the right way to do it?
Okay.
Perhaps.
Few weeks ago, I talked about something called digital minimalization, where there's a lot of tool in there are a lot of tool in the market, and you use all the tools, and you get confused about it, and more time actually you have spent more time filling in dashboard than actually doing the work. So for that you have to be digitally minimize the tools. So for me, I see the tools for, let's say I use a tool and I see if that tool is actually serving one purpose. For example, I have Trello. It's serving one problem. I have also Notion. So whatever Trello can do, Notion can do. So Trello goes out. Notion is here, right? Now Notion can have my notes, Notion can have my task, Notion can have a lot of things, right? So I use Notion a lot into that. Second thing, each 3 months I audit on the basis that if this tool is actually helping me out or actually draining my energy, actually taking a lot of my time to fill in. If it does, I replace it with another tool. Right now I use ChatGPT a lot because it's a great tool, and time again it's getting better. I use Gemini. These two tools I'm using for SEO purpose, but I'm not using these two tools for content generation purpose. It's more like on the purpose of analyzing stuff, which we will talk about later in the podcast.
Great. So another important question people have in mind is how can AI generated content, how does it compete with the human written content? Is there any difference, and how do you actually compare the result of two different content types?
If you see Google policy, Google have a Google Rater guideline. In that guideline, there is a dedicated section talk about AI generated content. Now, what we think as a human being, as a marketer, there's ChatGPT, we put something and within 10 seconds we got content. It's magical. It's actually magical, right? Because earlier you give that content to your content writer, it takes 1 or 2 hours or maybe 1 day to deliver, and it's in 10 seconds it is in there. That's magical, right? So we get a convenience from the ChatGPT, and the behavior of human being is that if they get convenience, they become lazy, and that's what we became. ChatGPT or any tool, it's called chat assistant. The word is assistant. It's not creator. So it means that it assists you. Now, Google have a policy for against that low quality generated content. Again, low quality generated content, but you can make your content high quality. Number one, whenever you brief ChatGPT, just do not give it like, I want this content, this is my topic, this content is 500 words. Put it like this: I want you to write a content. These are my audience. This is the pain point my audience. This is where my audience think that they get fear out of it. This is their desire. This is their ambitions. This might be their name, and this is where they live, and all those things. Persona. I already talk about persona. All the persona, all the desire, all the fears, and all those things. Whatever your audience want. Whatever your audience want, because at the end of the day, the content serve the audience need, wants. They click the content because they need something from it. You need to define those needs, and then after, ChatGPT will return some of the content and all those content. You need to tweak that content. You need to read that content. Whatever ChatGPT gives you, do not consider it as a gospel truth. You need to use your intelligence, your wisdom, and your experience in it. People say ChatGPT came and people will become marketer nowadays and all those things. It's not possible, because even after having ChatGPT with you, you need basic skills. You need basic understanding and all those things, right? So you have to brief it better and then tweak it. Spend half an hour, 1 hour, like half an hour to tweak that content, understand if it is serving your audience or not, if it is a bite size or not, and all those things. If it is, if ChatGPT is using a language which is a very common language, and all those things, cliche language. If it is saying something which does not make sense, change that thing, adds your own perspective, your own experience in it, and then it can work. I'm not saying it will work, but it can work. It became a high quality content. Google is leaning toward the high quality content which solves the problem. It is leaning toward that. So it can happen, it can help you. You do that experiment. I did experiment with few of the blog posts and it worked for me, but I haven't go for the mass production of the content.
Yeah, so the focus is the quality of content rather than it is AI generated and human generated. That
Right.
distinction Google does not care about. What they really care about is whether it is useful for the user, whether it is solving the problem that it intend to solve. Now let's understand one very important and fundamental question. You already talked about minimizing the digital clutter, and reducing the number of tools. Now, what is your favorite tool when it comes to keyword research, when it comes to clustering the content, when it comes to analyzing the impact of SEO efforts?
Okay. So I already told you that that I use two tools, ChatGPT and Gemini. Now the first thing is keyword research. Keyword research cannot be done from ChatGPT or Gemini. You need to mix it with either HRF or SEMrush, because ChatGPT and Gemini can give you the keywords, not the data. They do not have data. They do not have index for that. So you need to mix it up with some of the tools like SEMrush or ChatGPT. Sorry, HRF. I use SEMrush a lot because I find it very easy to do. However, there's a AI feature in SEMrush and HRF as well, but it is not working that well for me. It might work for other people, but for me, it does not make a lot of sense. So for keyword research, I actually what I can do in using ChatGPT. That is the first question. You can actually generate a lot of keywords from a lot of areas, and you can get context out of it. Like if it is a commercial, if it's what it is, right? You can even generate. You can put a keyword in something like answer the public, or any tool which generates the mind map of the keywords. Take a screenshot or download a PNG file, upload it in ChatGPT, and ask ChatGPT to create a content plan according to that. Because those kind of keyword gives you questions around that what people are actually asking for that, right? So also ask.com, yeah, also ask.com will give you something like that answer the public as well. So what you can do, you can create a content ideas. Again, content ideas, not as a solo content ideas, but a content template. What does it means? It means that if I'm going to talk about, let's say I'm going to write about a content around, let's say, digital marketing, right? So there's a content idea. What is the salary of digital marketing executive, right? Now, if I turn into template, it will become what is the salary of digital marketing executive, what is the salary of digital marketing manager, what is the salary of digital marketing senior executive, what is the salary of SEO executive, what is the salary of paid marketing executive, what is the salary of the social media marketing executive. Further, if you go toward another template of the articulation of the ideas, it will become salary of digital marketing executive versus salary of software engineer, salary of SEO executive versus salary of social media marketing executive. So again, these become the content ideas, and this expand to a lot of content. So these kind of stuff ChatGPT can do, and I'm doing for some of the client, and it's very accurate into that. If you give it a correct information, it will give you that, right? So first thing is that analysis part. You said analysis part. So let me share you a very unorthodox thing we did for a client. Their conversion rate, lead conversion rate, was around 5%, and after this, it became around 14%, like 9% jump, and that happened in 15 or 1 month timeline. So what we did, there's a long content which is ranking top page, the top Google top searches, and we are getting leads. So what we put something called Microsoft Clarity, which is a free tool from Microsoft. And from that Clarity, you can generate various things like session replay, how people comes to your website, what they behave, and all those things. Second thing, you can generate heat maps. There are 3 kinds of heat maps: click heat maps, there's another heat maps, and there's a scroll heat maps. So scroll heat map is where I'm interested, right? So in that heat map, scroll heat map, what happened? People come to your website, first visit their first folder of your website, then slowly they scroll down. If they scroll down, number of people are going to reduce. If if you come to the bottom part, not all the people come to the bottom part. Some people leave after 1 paragraph, some read entire content, some into 50%. So they have entire this thing. So what we did, we take a screenshot of entire page using a tool called Awesome Screenshot. It's a Chrome extension, so you can get full screenshot. Okay, so we know that 100% people come here, 60% people come here, 30%, 20%, all those things. We load it to ChatGPT and we said that analyze this image. This image is about blah 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 blah. It's a heat map, and these are the numbers and all those things. Tell me one thing. 40%, we put that mark. There is no actually evidence for that. We just put that mark from our experience. Tell me if that after 40%, if there's a piece of content which is important for conversion, and before 40%, if there's a piece of content which is not so important. So ChatGPT told us these are the part which is important for conversion, which falls below the 40%. It means that only 40% people of our content actually people visit seeing that. Then we asked, can we reframe all those things? ChatGPT said, okay, yes, you can do, but you have to do a little bit of tweaking in that. We changed that. We put the content which actually give chances to increase the leads from the 40% to above 60%, and when shifted that another content to bottom part of it, right? So we changed the flow a little bit on that, and we sacrifice the flow a little bit on that, and after that the conversion went from 5 to 6%, whatever I told you, to 14 to 15%. So this is one of the very smart use of ChatGPT. Even after that, we again, if you are ranking in top, right? So in top pages, your challenges in SEO is very different. There's a content which is ranking in top. There's another content which is ranking top, right? So what we did, we told ChatGPT or Gemini, let's say Gemini, we told that this is our website, this is our competitor website. Now analyze. We use perplexity into that as well, right? So we and perplexity and DeepSeek give you same answer. If you cannot afford the pro version, you can go for the DeepSeek as well, but you will be giving your data to Chinese. So aware of that, right? So we put all those two content, and we said, that Gemini analyze those two content and tell us if this content is good for conversion of these are my set of these are the student I'm targeting, these are their persona and all those. So if my competitor content is good, in what parameters and how I can solve that, and it analyzed everything. It told me about these are the basic areas where you can make improvement. I work for education client, and in that area, they told me that your competitor content is more toward motivating students, while your content is very straightforward. This content motivating students works well in conversion because it's connecting toward the student, because they are already acquired from, like, they are filled with a very negative thought from all around them, like their family, their whatever. There are a lot of pressure on them, so they need a little motivation. Your content is straightforward. It is good for the people who are very mature enough and all those things. So you need to tweak your content toward a little bit motivation of things, right? So we did that, and we get the result out of that. So we are not using for a very traditional thing. We are actually thinking like this is someone who has a sea of knowledge, and we have to use that. We have to get out that knowledge from that.
Right. So I think one important lesson that I take from this is you focus more on the content side, you focus more on the user experience side. Now, one important aspect that is left out from the entire discussion is the off-page SEO. We didn't discuss that a lot. How do you see that getting impacted? One, because of the SGE and other tools or technologies coming where search is getting distributed across different channels. Second is, does having digital PR or any other activity that is not the traditional backlink or link building campaign, how does that impact the overall AI overview and the search engine optimization experience?
Very good. Good question. So there is a search engine in China called Baidu. Baidu uses a lot of algorithm which Google uses, but they do not use one algorithm which Google uses, that is links. So Baidu, in order to rank in Baidu, you have to register in China and all those things is there. But link is the very less, they have very less importance to that. And Google is going toward that. Earlier what happened, and it will happen in the next 5-6 years. Earlier what happened, there's two kinds of links are there: do follow and no follow. Do follow is actually important to rank your website, right? So if it is currently, if you ask about currently, yes, it is important. But in future, is it going to be important? For that important answer, it might not be. Because in real world, how do you know that if a person is very important? Number one, you are going to see that person more often, like in TV and all those things, or a lot of people are going to talk about that person. So second approach is always there in real world. That is what in SEO world is there. Links are the people who are talking about certain people, right? So they are watching for it. That's how what link is, right? So in future, links are, since everything is going toward the branding part of it, you have to present in Facebook, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, and all those things. PR links are gaining more and more popularity. The reason behind PR links is going more and more popularity because a lot of tools are trained into the link where PR links are. PR links like news channel I'm talking about, right? So they are more most the trusted source for them, right? So it is important. Second thing, high quality links are still important, and it will still be important in the future, because they will be as a backlink, but they will act as a PR link for the Google, for Google. Link insertions are going to help you, because those are the very old links, so very old content. Google trusts those content, and actually they're pushing that content in that internet, right? So that is also going to help you, right? Now, the future of link building is that people need to go toward the old approach, that is that email marketing and the email outreach. They need to put PR into their link building effort. They need to spend some money out of it, and they, again, like everything in SEO, we do everything and then we pray. So they have to pray around that. So this is what I think it's going to be, but I hope I'm wrong.
Awesome, sir. So let's talk about another important aspect, that is how do you measure the ROI of overall your effort? Is it going in the right direction? Are you getting some result out of all the efforts that you're putting? And how much is organic traffic an important KPI right now? Because you see a lot of AI overviews coming. People are just reading your content. They see your effort, but they don't click. So is click going to stay the most important metrics when it comes to KPI?
So my KPI is a little bit different from the people who are doing SEO. I do not focus on traffic. I focus on mostly on revenue or lead generation. So if a tool is helping me in lead generation and saving my time, that's the most important thing, saving my time, right? So if my time is saved, I can do more creative work, I can be more mindful on all those things, right? So this AI tool is useful for me. If I have to spend some money to, for example, there's a lot of problem for tracking keywords, right? So there's a lot of tools who actually do that. HRF and SEMrush can actually do that, but they do not do it in a real time aspect. But few of the tools are doing it. So I will be gladly happy to pay for that, because it saves a lot of time of me. Okay. So for the AI tool, what I measure, number one, if it is save my time, if it gives me something which I do not know, how well it do deep analysis. If I want to tweak some content, for example, if there's a title and I want to understand that if that title is good for my audience or not, again, I have to do audience persona and all those things. And it is good for, that person, if this title is good for that person is not, and I want the reasoning for that. If it gives me reasoning and it's logical, it is good for me. So I use those kind of, criteria. I do not see ROI in AI tool, because that ChatGPT costs $20, around $20. That Gemini is also $20, $40. But it saves me more than that, $400, $500, maybe $1,000. It saves me that much of time. So I'm not saying that that specifically for that. I'm not using only SEO oriented AI tools. I am not using it, to be honest. My entire workflow is done through ChatGPT and Gemini. It is very useful for me, and I'm doing that. So I'm not looking out toward the ROI. I'm looking toward the how much time it saves me. Yes, there's something called to calculate the ROI of entire thing, because in advertisement there's ROS, return on ad spends, right? Now in SEO you cannot do that, because there's no ad spend, right? So there is something called return on resources, ROI. It means that the money your website is making from SEO versus the salary plus the backlink, whatever backlink money you are giving, calculate that one, and then again calculate entire revenue versus this one. So If you calculate that, it will give you ROR, and which is very important. What I have seen for one of my client, which is in healthcare, the ROR is around 50 to 60x, which no ads can give. No ads can. Ads can maximum give 10x, 12x, 15x. That's
Sure.
too on top side.
Now let's talk about something very important and fundamental. That is, what are the ethical boundaries when it comes to AI, using AI in SEO and digital marketing effort? Are there any ethical boundaries that professionals should be aware of, or there are no ethics at all when it comes to AI?
There is no such as such ethical boundaries. Just do not print, that create content which is low quality. Do not spam content. All those things, whatever that. Oh, I don't think there's people. It is not so much about that people should have that boundary. Right now, people are exploring, and exploration without the boundary is good. Yes, you should not scam people using that ChatGPT. That is a wrong thing, which is ethically, morally wrong is ethically wrong. So that's you should not be doing.
Now let's understand something that is even more important from both content creators' point of view and SEO point of view. Does Google really penalize content that is generated by AI? And if at all it does, then what are the scenarios in which penalty occurs? Have you seen some example, and how do you specifically? What are the strategies you use to actually overcome those kind of penalties?
So recently, there's a website called Geeks for Geeks. It got penalized by Google. It's a very big website. It's a penalized Google, and then they return back as well. So the reason for penalization was that they are a website which is actually used for the coders, for the student who are learning codings, and in that website they are putting content like 10 movies of Shah Rukh Khan, 10 movies of 10 anime movies and all those things, which is not contextually correct, right? So this is what the first thing ethically you said about ethical as well. The first thing, you should not go beyond your boundary of your content, your niche. That's the first thing, right? Second thing, you talk about does Google penalize AI content? In theory, yes. In practical, yes. Both, yes. But you can tweak your content in such a way that it can be a very great content. Then Google is okay with that. In fact, I told you about that Google have a policy regarding and their quality rater guideline. They just Google quality rater guideline. Google, you will get the quality rater guideline, and here you can see that they have a section called AI generated content. So they are talking about low quality AI generated content. Okay, so first, yes, a lot of website is penalized due to AI generated content, and all those, most of them, if there's 100 website and 60 website or 70 website is getting hit by this penalization, 30 website is actually genuine one, I'm saying that is actually the most of the site, right? So yes, a lot of website which uses AI content got hit. They tweak their content, they reindex, and some of them get back. Most of the time, it was hit by HCU, helpful content update, and YMYL, your money, your life update, right? So at the end of the day, it should be useful. It should not scam people, especially in the zone of there where there's a money making, or there's some news regarding that, or some health, weight loss, and all those things. Google is keeping a very tight eye onto that. So Google, yes, Google hit penalize AI content, but if you tweak it enough, you might get out of it.
Awesome, sir. So now let's understand something that is even you might be excited about, and I'm excited about. What are some of the emerging innovations that you see and you're really excited about in the SEO and digital marketing space, sir?
So recently, I haven't used it, but there's a very good update come in Skimming Frog, where they can put the entire structure of website, and you can see very beautifully. You can connect one part to another part. You can do internal linking, all those things. So in the future, I am seeing that sorted of internal linking, because it's still important, and it is going to be very important part of that coming edge AI as well. The internal link, that's how that AI tools are going to explore the new content. So in that area, in keyword area, I'm going to see a lot of that AI tool which is emerging in HRF. You can put a keyword, you can put your website, and with that context of that website, it will give you a difficulty. It is not perfect, but in future, it is going to be a very game changer. Again, if you put a niche, a website, and website like HRF or SEMrush can put the entire content cluster out of it, that would be great. AI tool which is going to analyze the entire content, compare with your competitor, and give you input. It is going to be a very helpful for you as well. Keyword ranking one, especially the one where you can track GEO as well. I think Right Sonic comes with something called GEO. They actually track all those things. They actually have a snapshot now and then actually doing that. And I think soon HRF and SEMrush will come with that as well. So those kind of things, semantic relevancy and understanding of the object and all those things. So these are the things are going to be very important. But at the end of the day, you as a user, you need to, as a marketer, you need to understand that you have to put your mind, you need to understand your audience fully, because robots are not going to read your content. Humans are going to read your content. So you need to think around that.
Awesome. So we are coming towards the end of our productive discussion today. I'll end with the last question, that is, if you have to advise a startup or a company or somebody who is just starting with the SEO, what would be your roadmap? How would it look like? And how do you present it to that person?
You're saying that AI first, right?
Yeah, AI first SEO strategy.
Okay. So we can say AI enabled, right? So first thing, before becoming the AI first, you have to become human first. You have to draw, right, the persona of your each and every audience. For example, I am teaching digital marketing, right? So to learn digital marketing, there might be a people who are into computer science. There might be people who are doing BA. Now, the computer science people do not have the fear of coding, but the BA people definitely have. So I have to communicate there is no coding required in digital marketing. Here in computer science, I have to communicate mostly around the career, great career, right? And they might have the different fear, like will this a very respectable job and all those things. We have to do that. But for that, we need to draw the persona of each and everyone. Number one. Second thing, to become the AI first company, we need to install the critical thinking and problem solving attitude on the core team level. It goes from the core team and it goes down to the bottom of the team as well. Everybody should think like as a problem solver. That's what I told you in the start of this podcast, right? You need to think like a problem solver. Because if you think like a marketer, you are not going to excel. People are very smart nowadays. They need to valued. They need not to be sale. You have to understand their pain point, and then you have to, right? You need to, again, you need to be a very fast and active. Laziness is not going to cut. Although ChatGPT saves your time, a lot of time, but even in that time, if you become lazy, it's not going to work. The culture of work has been changed due to AI. It became faster, it became more perfect, but you have to become human first. Fourth thing, when I say you need to think like a problem solver, it means that you need to think like a water. What does it mean? If I pour a water here, it will find a way to go out from somewhere. It will go something there. So this is the A point, this is the B point. Water will go there. You have to think like that. A point is there, and you need to B point, and you need to find that way. So after that, we need to move to AI first. We need to choose the AI tools. Most of the startup right now who are into this AI first genre I am seeing, or agency I am seeing, they are using 80% work as a content creation, 20% work of AI as a different thing. Let me tell you an example. You are a company who is shooting podcasts, right? For that podcast, they are taking a lot of, let's say, lots of clips from here, from here, from here, from here, right? If you upload that clip into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT that I am uploading a clip into ChatGPT which is taken from different areas, please identify, number one, how, like, which technique I use. Is it a zoom in, zoom out, pan, non-pan, all those things, right? Frame out, all those things, right? And tell me if technically it is done right. Second thing, if the light is consistent and consistent in all those, all those shots. Third, if the voice is okay or not. If there's a problem with frames or not, it will tell you. It will tell you, but whatever it will tell you, 100% you do not have to trust. You have to trust your, you have to trust your instinct, right? So it can do a lot of things. One of the startup I goes and they are actually having a problem of video shoot. I said that, what is your client? They said, I have a client which is LED bulb. What is the problem? We are not getting ideas. Okay, come to ChatGPT. Come to Gemini. These are my client. They are selling this, and I want to create an ad campaign for that client. And I just wanted to have some ideas from you. These are my clients. These are the pain points. Their clients are mostly not the users, but the sellers. And these are the pain points and all those things. Gemini gave us few of the ideas. You can do this. This is right. Okay. Okay. So tell me, this idea, I like idea number 2. I like this idea number 2. Can you please break down how I can actually shoot that? It break down. Okay, I do not like the way you break down because it's not very practical. Can you please do one thing? Break down step by step. Also tell me what is the light setting, what is the frame setting, all those things. And it tells me everything step by step. And they did shooting using that as a skeleton, not entirely they use entire thing, but as a skeleton they use that, and they actually did a very great shoot. So you can I'm not using for content creation, I'm using for idea generation, I'm using for something which is not going here, which is going out there.
Yeah.
Right? So things like that you can do with the AI tools. Most of the things on the analysis part you can do. I do 80% analysis part, 20% content creation part, and it works very well for me. It saves a lot of time. In fact, I used to work 15 hours a day when I was teaching. Anytime student asks question, all those things. Since I left this teaching from the 1st January this year, and this is June, right? June is there, right? So in those 5-6 months, I have not worked a single day more than 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours. But I have worked on so incredible things. I worked with a client which comes with me in December. They have got 1,800 leads a month from SEO. Last month, we did 7,000 leads a month in 6 months. I worked with a SaaS company. In their previous, they have been into 6-7 years. Their valuation is around $500 million. That company, 2 months ago, that company generated the maximum number of lead in a month they can just 2 months back. We are working with a regional newspaper agency as well, where we are using ChatGPT. We are using a lot of content analysis, not the generating content, but the content analysis and all those things. Let me give you an example for that. They have in some of the section they have a very less traffic. So what we did, we go to the search console. We generate, that we use some script to get out of like around 2000 URL. They are ranking for April and 2700 May, something like that. Is that we made a sheet out of that? These are the URL, these are the traffic, and then we asked Chat, upload that in ChatGPT, ask that, analyze that, and analyze that entire content. Okay, so it analyze. So we are putting a city, like a city name. Let's say not a city, a state name. Let's say Kerala. It was not Kerala. Let's say Kerala. They analyzed the entire content. They said that, okay, see, in the crime section, May, you have done this much of copies, like 150, 200 copies, but in April, you did more than that. And the traffic in May for that section is this and that. So the traffic is impacted because you done 40% less stories and all those things. So these kind of stuff they also get. And this kind of stuff, if I'm going for the manual, doing that 2000 to 4000 content, if I'm going to do this manual, it will take me almost 20 hours to do that. And I did entire thing 2 hours.
True.
So these kind of thing you have to implement. You have to be very creative in your mind. You have to spend, you have to spend 10 minutes in a AI tool. You do not spend 10 minutes in AI tool to describe them, give them proper prompt, we give them proper information. And that is why you are not getting the results.
True.
That 10 minutes it requires, that 10 minutes is very, very important. Right. So this is what I'm seeing. What I think that any company which should translate to AI first, they should have the mindset first, and then they move to tools and all those things.
Awesome, sir. Thank you so much. And it was a fundamental, productive discussion that we had around SEO and how AI is going to impact SEO. Before leaving, make sure you subscribe to the 10x Marketer podcast, because we keep bringing people like Arbab Osmani to share their fundamental knowledge and experience with you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.